Fuck yeah. Happy 420. Let me go to. Oh, wait. Oh, why can I hear that twice? Or was that somebody in? Oh, that was why. I thought it was my mic or my shit. Hold on. We go to Bitcoin. Dude, I'm sick that I missed this. I'm gonna show you guys how, just how fucking fine-tuned you can get with some of these reversal plays, with the trade setup that was missed over here. So, what's up, JL? How you doing? Hell yeah. Good, man. Fucking good. You'll appreciate this. I'm about to go over like what could have been the reversal fucking liquidity sweep play of the fucking century. If you took it, well, like what could have been. So like, look, so if you look, okay, so first off, we'll just go to like all context, right? On the daily, right, we've mitigated a lot of supply. We've left equal highs here and also above here. A lot of liquidity at both of these levels. Now, while this has been swept somewhat, I still see a heavy liquidity at these levels. That's yeah, like no brainer for me. Like we're probably going there before anything else. But also now we've established equal highs up here. But you could also look at it as a lackluster redistribution, like a scam pump. I don't know. Right here. Are you talking about? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I could definitely see it. You mean like right here? Yeah. Yeah, we're also in 1 hour supply, and we have a ton of unmitigated liquidity below. Order block. But I will say, in my opinion, this 1 hour price action, depending on how we react to these liquidity down here, I think is bullish in my opinion. But for how long? I mean, honestly, we could have just really been mitigating the supply. So that's why I want to see how we react down here. But for instance, like this was a good example. I was actually in a one-on-one earlier explaining this to somebody. So like, because people always want to play reversals. So you know, okay, smart money buys under an old low, sells above an old high, and that even if the high time frame bear or high time frame narrative is against whatever, it's counterintuitive to the type of trade you're looking to enter, you can still catch relief pumps or after these liquidity sweeps. So for instance, regardless how you're looking at this all this price action, we now are we're at this point in a discount. So relative to if you're drawing the range from these highs, which is how I would draw it personally. If you wanted, you could draw it here, but regardless, either way, you're in a discount. So once price came on the 1 hour down to demand, we're on high time frame demand, bouncing off, forming liquidity under these equal lows. Price dipped under here to do what? Reverse. So if you're in the 5 minute, fucking a beautiful play. So if you wait, you have, of course, where's my brush? Obviously your high here. I guess you could say here is your lower high, another swing, lower high, and then you have your charts right there, confirmation, and then you would have literally played. Which one has the most volume? Let's see. Probably not much volume in any of them. You would have played this middle one. I would have. So that middle one right there. What was it on? Or no, it's on maybe a 15 minute. That's what it was. Because I plotted this earlier and it was like, yeah, that's what it was. Bro. Like, fam. You would have had a fucking 0.27% stop loss if you're playing that OB. And yeah, this, yeah, like bro, like, cause you, yeah, that's why I don't know. I think we're gonna see probably north of 50K. I think we'll see that 52K, even if this is all one just big redistribution or whatever. I think we'll see. I think it's very possible. I really think it depends on I like before like 29K, but it really just depends on a lot of macroeconomic factors too. Yeah, no, if we just ship from here, for sure. If we just dump from here, yeah. I think 30, this right here is what I'd be looking for. 30, it's around, I would just go for the lowest one. Before, where is that? 36,900, around there. That's where there's a lot of liquidity under these lows. This is where I see the most liquidity. And then also you have unmitigated. Yeah. I'm still holding a runner in this. Yeah, but not, I mean, nothing really that crazy. Like a 10% of the original position. Because you could look at like okay, so like the setup, like up here in the 1 hour. I mean, this was just fucking easy. Like daily supply, hourly change of character. I mean, it was like fucking, like that shit's so easy. Just like right off. You know what I'm saying? Like, even if I could have used a lower stop, but I don't know. My personal opinion with crypto trading, like some of the ways that you could trade forex, doesn't, you end up getting fucked. And also, I saw this liquidity here at these equal highs, so I was kind of like, I'm not trying to get fucking liquidated and just cry. Yeah, no, 100%. That's why I don't. That's why I'm not perma bear right now. But yeah, you could draw it like, yeah, yeah, yeah. Either way, what's up, Bill? You're good. But yeah, this order block, this daily order block, then I refined it down to a 1 hour. This 1 hour supply, which we could see more upside and more. Hold on. Which you said alts? See, I like Ethereum and other altcoins way better than I like Bitcoin. Like, it wouldn't be nice if, like, well, I mean, just the charts, like, even like, so, like, here, I mean, see, the Bitcoin, the difference is you never like cleared these major highs, and I mean, this to me before, like pre-pump, this was your major high. I mean, you had no reason to draw your fips up here. There's absolutely no reason, in my opinion, just because that wasn't the strong high that sent us to the low that we had that cleared this break of structure. So this strong high resulted in this break of structure. So therefore, for me, that's going to be my range high, and we came up cleared, got a break of structure. We returned to origin. Maybe not all the way. I think we could still come down more, but we accumulating like a motherfucker on demand. right? Nice liquidity trade, just like nice reversal off of a liquidity sweep, just like Bitcoin. Swept all that liquidity, change of character. I mean, it's fucking butter, bro. And that you would have been fully out of that trade, but let's see. Yeah, I just think these like Ethereum looks so much stronger than Bitcoin does. But I will say there's a lot of trendline liquidity on this weekly with Ethereum. I think it was drawn actually like this. Yeah, like this. So like I could see that and getting swept before any upside. But at the same time, there's so much fundamentally going on, not only for crypto but the world right now, that a lot of that shit can completely just fuck what we are looking for. 420 stream. Ape. I got you. God. So like what you'd want to see here is like you'd want to see like price. Oh fucking shit. You want to see price go from like here. Ideally for you guys, you want it to make a lower low, right? And then do this number, and then make another lower low, and then really the entry is going to be off that order block, and you'd be looking to come down to this supply. So you want like a change of character, because here you have. I mean, I'm not saying it won't come down, but theoretically, the way that I would enter, I wouldn't have entered just yet. So you have a higher high, right, or higher low. So like here's your like higher low, higher low, higher low, higher low. So in all honesty, you haven't switched trend yet. You haven't broke that. But as soon as you make a lower low, that's going to be your change of character. And then after that, whatever low you create after that change of character, that's going to be the level you're looking to break. And whenever you break that level, right here, so that would be your break of structure. And then whatever order block sponsored this break of structure is what you would be looking to trade off of. And it'll give you a better risk to reward. Your position size will be better. But I mean, do I think that I could see this falling? I mean, yeah, you just cleared. Let's go to Coinbase. I think they have the highest charts. So you'd be looking. You. So here, if you look, you've really cleared out these highs. Like I wouldn't really pay attention to this crazy high just yet. I mean, who knows? You might run for it, but I would say like you cleared this high, right? Swept that liquidity. So, and you also cleared this high. So you could be expecting a reversal. Also, not only do you have that, you have a massive fair value gap there on the 4 hour. You've got a ton of liquidity down here under these lows. But at the same time, you are talking about Ape token, which it takes one announcement, and this is fucking flying. Like it takes, oh, Yuga land sale live. goodbye to your shorts, but I don't think that's going to happen. Not like, I don't know, actually. They would probably pick a perfect time like that to do it. But if you're looking at it from, I mean, you could look for, I mean, if you look at this too, even if it is to remain bullish, you got liquidity here. Also got a fair value gap here. And just under, you have an order block right at under equilibrium. So, I mean, you could, if this were me and I was shorting it from here, stop loss would be above this high. And then target, like I would target the 50% if I was swinging it. And I can look for more, but 1443 would be like really the first target. Other than this, like you'd want to still take some profits at these lows. Like if you're, especially if you're degened into this, you'd want to take profits at really this 1559. I would take some profits there because you've got demand in the form of this order block. Also, it's liquidity under these equal lows, so you'll see a reaction there. So I'd definitely be scaling out there. That's where I'd take probably 30%, stops to break even. After that, you could take some profits here at 1537. It's really 36.2, but around there. After that, 1443. And then after that, it's 1348. And I mean, this would be where you'd be fully out though. $12.45, which would be, yeah. Yeah, no, I've noticed more. I was like, long way. I was like, damn, long way still on PlayBit. Thought I just had him on Snap, bro. Hey, we're taking Snap Trappers girls. Fuck, bro. Honestly, LRC though, I wanted to come down so I can get some longs, but this shit looks pretty fucking strong, bro. Like the daily on LRC looks fucking giga bull in my opinion, especially if like, cause I mean, really, I'll just hide this. So like you had, this was your trading range here, right? You broke structure, you turned down, came into discount, and you're accumulating on top of high time frame demand. Expansion, I mean, and you can see this wasn't just mitigation. We made a higher high. And you came back down to equilibrium. But there is a ton of fucking, if you look at this zone right here, like this trading range, you could come back down into discount, clear out this low time frame fair value gap, and mitigate this order block. And that would be like a super fire entry because also, if you look down here, this was really your change of character too. So in the 15-minute, so we had change of character and then break of structure is right there. So the order block that sponsored the break of structure, which I just plotted all of it, just because I'm looking at it from a swing perspective instead of super sniper. And I'm just using my stops under the range, but you would, there'd be a ton of liquidity swept. You'd clear out this low, sweep out anything up in here, fair value gap, and this order block. So I would be looking at that point, since you're using a internal target. Well, depends how you look at it. If you're playing just that change of character, you would actually be using an external target because you're playing a reversal, or at least the change of character that occurred outside of the original trading range since you came under the lows. And if you're using internal liquidity, you target external liquidity for your profit targets, which would be major highs. But if you're using external liquidity, you would just look for mitigation levels. But at the same time, I would not be surprised if we just stay strong here because it's like beating on $1's door like a motherfucker. I mean, you pretty much had all these lower highs. Now you've came out. You have now not only on the 15-minute down there did you have that change of character, but now you have the no matter how you look at it, there's your change of character, and there's your break of structure, and then you see the reaction here both times. But the thing that makes me think we still want to come down and sweep this up is how you saw price have that break of structure, bounce off the demand that sponsored the confirmation, come back down, and then bounce again. That's where I'm kind of like, I don't know. I think we could come down and maybe sweep some of this, but I like LRC. I like LRC fundamentally too. I think it's, as far as like zero knowledge rollups go, it has like more skin in the game. Like Loopring's been around for, I mean, I'm pretty sure Loopring's been around since like 2017, if I'm not mistaken. Actually, I can go on just Coinbase. It was on here. If so, let's see. Yeah, it's exactly 2017. I remember it fucking flew back then. So like when you look at LRC as a zero knowledge rollup, which are going to be, I mean, Vitalik himself even said that he, talking about a fucking cup and handle break, but Vitalik himself even said that 20% or 80% of Ethereum transactions will be conducted on zero knowledge rollups by 2023. And LRC is probably your safest bet with those. That's why I wanted to scoop some equity. Also, we have massive weekly liquidity to fill here. If you look right here, we have a fair value gap on the weekly right there. On the daily, I'm sure there's even more. You have the supply up here to mitigate. Along with that, you've got equal highs up here, equal highs up here. So I mean, you got a ton of liquidity, ton of reason to go the upside. But I really fuck with LRC. I want it to come down so we can get longs though. I mean, I do and I don't. Like my equity, I got 50% up. I think it was like, let me just make this visible. It was at 949. That's what it was, and that'd be somewhat of a drop, 10%. But I mean, once I average it, my actual position will only be 5% down, since I'm gonna get 50%, but also longs. I haven't even looked to see if anybody's asked for any fucking coins. Hold on. Yeah, it's already 9. Oh yeah, I started 15 minutes late. I was like, how the fuck is it? MKR. Oh, what's up, Ape of DeFi? This looks nice. The daily. Actually, I think I had shit chartered maybe on Coinbase. See, I think I found a low time frame. Maybe there was another one that I missed. That's when you look, there's not a whole lot of demand. I mean, not a whole lot of volume at this demand zone. It looks like that's where we reacted to. Got a break of structure to confirm. So what I would look for here at this point would be a 15-minute maybe. So you have the 15-minute, lower high, lower high, lower high, higher high. So there's your change of character. And there's that. So you could look at it one of two. I mean, you could also say this is your order block to sponsor this break of structure, and I almost would just because of the volume. So if you notice, like to the naked eye, you might say, okay, well here's the order block. Obviously, it's the biggest candle because that's how they'll teach you. Like the ICT motherfucker, he'll say like, oh, the biggest candle, which I totally disagree with. And I've back tested because he said like it has the most volume in it, and that doesn't even make sense. That's the most, you can't really say that with crypto, I mean, yes, there's different feeds. I think the reason that he says that is because of Forex has, you know, so many brokers. But really, this is what you would have traded, in my opinion, because you look at the volume, and we're on Coinbase. You know, it's not like on some illiquid small exchange. So you have the most. Look at this volume compared to this. Tell me where institutional money is. Not that hard. So here was really your chain. Holy shit, that was loud. So here is your break of structure. It's going to be confirming that change of character. So once you have that, you could have played longs here. Been so fucking busy working on shit lately that I would like take the fuck out of that if I would have been watching. And since you're using a range or an internal target to your range, you'd be targeting external levels. So I would say probably just to be safe, you'd be looking at there. I'd be looking for 1914 here. That would have been a snipe of a trade. Very low. And this is what I keep stressing on these streams is like these trades, like even if it's only 7%, this is a much better trade than, you know, say something like this, right? Like that looks better to people because they look at it and see a higher percentage, when in reality, that risk to reward on that one was, I think, 3, and we have 11 here. So if you're sizing your positions right, you make way more money off. This is all that matters, risk to reward. That's all that fucking matters when you're trading. If you're looking at equity and spot gains, of course, percentage matters. And even then, though, if you're trading with a large enough port to be trading just, you know, in and out, you really should be looking at risk to reward over anything. Everything else is super fucking irrelevant. Oh, somebody's fucking loud. Let me go to crypto chat. Yeah, this is, I mean, these are all really nice setups that have been happening. If we look at the daily here, let's look at the weekly. So it just looks nice because, let me hide all this. So you had all this liquidity here. All that got swept down here. Now I've got a break of structure after that liquidity sweep, right? So now after that, you're looking at this return to origin of this move, and you can lightly plot this on the weekly. You can see weekly demand also falls in with that change of character we plotted. That shit is literally perfect. I want to look at, I want to look at IMX because this shit has been flying. So happy. And that's what I'm telling you guys. You got to be only those leverage plays. Well, we got stopped at break even. But if only we would have held with like a swing. We're still in equity on this, but this shit has been going crazy today. I'm going to chart this on my cup. Oh, we got it. There we go. High time frame break of structure. I didn't realize that. Let me actually redraw this because I had drawn that at a different time. So, high, lower. This would really be your change of character. Yep, it already played out. Oh well, it's holding equity. And see, this is why I tell you that it matters when you're looking at volume. So for instance, a lot of people would have not even, first of all, probably not looked at either of these candles. They would have looked down here. But you look at this right before, I mean, and here's where it gets to not be a non-linear practice, because I've had people be like, oh, that's not an order block. There wasn't a break of structure right after it. Well, you're forgetting what an order block actually fucking is. It's just order flow. It's not like some 2 + 2 = 4. It's just a way for you to visualize activity in the market. So here you would have used this order block right here, right, with this higher volume, and yes, that's why a lot of people would not say it's an order block. But look, I mean, perfect reaction off of it on Coinbase. It looks like it didn't even hit it all the way. Yeah, it did, barely. But if I had to guess, we'll probably engineer more liquidity to the upside, or I hope we do, leaving some highs, come back down and do what? Mitigate more of the sell side liquidity. 15-minute, here to 5-minute, and you can continuously find these setups. So come down, change of character. Honestly, you'd have to get like a 1 minute to really find this, and even then I wouldn't probably try to mess with it too much. Be right here. I'm actually going to chart this, and I encourage you guys to do the same stuff. Chart stuff and like see how it works out. Like, I guess both these candles look like they have equal volume, so I'll just chart this and just leave it and come back in a couple days, see how it plays out. So what I'll do with this, I'm not going to play that, but back test, see what coins react to lower time frames better. Always be trying to learn. But I would like if we could engineer this liquidity to the upside, come down, bounce, and continue. Because I really like, it's like every alt chart looks fucking amazing, in my opinion. Other than just Bitcoin is like the only chart that's questionable. And even then, to me, I see liquidity down below, but I'm not to the point where I'm saying 28K just yet. But, you know, that can happen. It just play it by ear. But I just don't think there's a reason to say we're going to 20. Like I've heard so many people on Twitter and 30K, 30K, 28K. Maybe like that 36K, like that's really your next area you'd be looking at. And it's all stepping stones. You can't really jump like that much to conclusions, in my opinion. It's like saying we're going all-time highs from here. You just don't know. There's no rational reason to say that. Just all speculative. But here with IMX, if you look, nice return to origin. I mean, literally, these are the same setups. So if you look back and back test last July and last September was when this is like the equivalent to last September. Everybody thought everything was a scam pump. We're all fucked. You know, and then, you know, what happened? We went to $69,000. So here, I mean, looking at this, I mean, you've got these equal highs right there. You've also, let me do the, I think it's FTX. There we go. Yeah. Got these equal highs. These equal highs. I mean, there's a ton of liquidity to the upside here. Didn't ever tap into that, so I don't know. I see a lot of potential for IMX. Bro, DYDX looks fucking. I almost fucking called longs on it, bro. At 440. At 440, bro. Like literally, whenever it swept right here, it was this fucking wick. I had an alert on. I think it was. Was it? I don't even know what chart it was. It was on one of these charts, but I had an alert whenever we crossed under this low right here. Because it's like, bro, like, I mean, fuck. How much, you know what I mean? Like, look at this. Like, where, you know, the risk to rewards there, you're like literally all-time lows. So we cleared that, and I remember I was like, I remember when we cleared it, the market was kind of rough. I was like, oh, I'm not going to do it. And I like came back like a day later and was like, bro, what the fuck? Almost want to like look for an entry here. So like, if you want to get surgical with it, yeah, that's what I would look for. Well, we don't really have a reason to think we're going to go that low just yet. Because you could also look at it like an hourly change of character, which usually will be respected more. But actually play this. I'm probably going to set some limits for this. Yeah, I'm gonna set some limits for this. Bro, and this is another zero knowledge roll up. DYDX is another, it's like IMX, fucking LRC, and DYDX. All three of those are fucking, I'm telling you guys, those are some of the better investments long term, in my opinion, because they're alts with actual utility, and most people don't even fuck with them yet. Like, I mean, I shouldn't say most people. Most people who are deep in crypto or in DeFi do have some exposure to these, but and somebody said I use fair value gaps. I just saw that. Yes, I use fair value gaps. I like this setup right here. So what is this? That's 454.5. What the fuck? I got it on point. That happens like an odd amount. Probably for all these equal highs. I'd actually probably take this daily supply there. Because if you look at the daily, we had, I guess this would be a change of character, and this would be probably the confirmation somewhere in there. Not by looking at just this chart, but I could tell you that's what happened. So you look, change of character. Actually, I mean, the 4 hour, it's way up here. I'll probably do this. I have my caps locked on. Sure. Wait, 5, 4. It's Nia, right? I'm on like completely blank. Right? Was it near? Gotcha. Let's set this alarm. With near, I'm seeing a ton of liquidity right there. I'd want this probably to get swept before I'd enter any longs. I don't know. And you also have this order block right here. It's the 4 hour and see how this is looking. Also got liquidity right here as well, though. I'd be probably looking for this level right here. 1242. But I'm not saying I would short it to that or anything. Near's pretty strong fundamentally, but I probably, if I wasn't in it already, I know Playboy got you guys in this a while ago, but this isn't where I would be getting into it. Now, if you're buying fundamentally and like you do a lot of research on Near and you really like the platform and this and that, then, you know, always DCA into it. But from a liquidity standpoint, you've basically just mitigated the liquidity you had above, made a lower high, have some equal highs here. I think that you could maybe see a little bit of cooling off. And then if you really want to get down to it, I mean, the return to origin is down all the way at like $11.30. But I wouldn't be looking for that. I'd be looking for this. This is what I'd be looking for next. 1456 to get cleared. You'll probably be able to catch relief longs from that point, but I don't think it will. I mean, I don't know. It could have strength there. That's where I'd revisit it at, though, and I'll actually set an alarm for that. Where it is, yeah. Because Near has a lot of stuff going on fundamentally. Just got listed on FTX. Coinbase listings probably coming soon. And you know, it would be nice to maybe see a flush to the downside, sweep up all this liquidity, hit down on this demand on the high time frames, and from there you could be looking at some good longs, at least up to these highs or close to them. Uh-oh, Dave, you got it? Oh, Uniswap had a, oh shit, they got hit with a class action lawsuit. By who though? It's actually the SEC. I can't. Yeah, it is. I'm pretty sure. Let's see. Oh wow. Is this a fucking joke? Surprised they actually fucking filed for this. 8 racks. Like, how much money did you have to pay for that? I don't know, probably a lawyer that just agrees to defend you for like a cut of the winnings. Usually they won't take it if they don't think they can win, though. That's interesting. What is this, Sol? Yeah. This actually is coming down where I wanted it to, close to it. Not just all the way yet, but yeah, I see what you're seeing. Yeah, you'll probably be able to catch some longs there. I wouldn't like swing them like inevitably. We got a 15-minute because where's all this volume at? I'd probably just jump this whole group together if it were me. I think that's what you did, isn't it? Yeah, looks like it. I'm on like a half screen. I have like half my stream on half. Can I chart any coin just to show how I chart or how I start charting? Yeah, sure. I'll do that after this. All right, let's do it on Sol. Why not? So always start from the top down, meaning you always start on the daily time frame because you want to be mindful of the high time frame trading range you're in, because that's how you're going to know where your external range liquidity is at. And how do you find the high time frame range? Well, you're going to look where we expanded from last into the new price range, and this expansion almost always results in a break of structure. So what does that mean? Well, if you look for consolidation, you're looking for sideways trading. So if you look right here, we had kind of price was barcoding a little bit, just bouncing along. It wasn't doing this. That's the main key. That's expansion. So we're going to look for a level that sent us down into a new high time frame range. So with Solana, if we're looking on the daily time frame, you're going to look right here. So this is where your daily time frame, daily high time frame range is. Why? Well, this high sent you back down to our lows. So now you're going to have a break of structure right there. You expanded from this range. And you see a lot of volume coming into the market after we move down into this new range. This is going to be establishing the range, the internal range liquidity. Whenever you start to see money come in, that's where you're going to have your auto rally, and we're starting to engineer liquidity that's later going to be swept. Anyways, I don't want to get too far ahead of myself. After you've established this daily range, well, we're going to use this as our bias, whether we want to go long or short. So if we're above the 0.5, that would mean we are in a price area of premium. We're above the fair market value that is at the median of the range. So whenever you're looking at an asset, do you want to buy it at a premium or sell it? So you want to make sure you're not going against the trend. And there are trade opportunities where you can do so, but I wouldn't recommend doing that until you have a lot of experience trading. But here we'd be looking for longs when we're in discount. And if price is to remain bullish on a high time frame, we want to see whenever price comes back down into this discount like it is right now, we want to see a good reaction. And it's going to come back down to demand, wherever that is. So here's demand. Now, if we're going to draw this on a 4-hour, this range would be a little different. Price is always going to be fractal, so to speak. You could draw it down here, a 4-hour. Now, when you're looking at this 4-hour range, it looks like we're breaking out and maintaining bullish price action on top of an old demand zone. So what is bullish price action? Well, it's very simple. It's higher highs and higher lows. But whenever you have an expansive move back down to an area of liquidity, this demand, we're going to be looking for a reversal from this area. So we see we have a high, we have a lower high, lower high, lower high, lower high, and then what? We have a higher high. So now we have something called a change of character. And I would actually I would consider this the high. I wouldn't. You could look at it like that, like this is your swings, but I would, instead of looking for your swing prices like this, trying to zigzag it, I would just look at it like this. It is important that you do this correctly, because if you don't, you can mischart these moves. So when you look, and I like using this path tool, sometimes it helps people. So when you look, here is your first higher high. Right here, or right here, whichever one you want to draw. So we can say your first higher high or change of character was right here. So there was your first change of character. You could draw it from this high over here if you wanted it. Whatever, it's the same swing. So now we're going to be looking for a break of the high put in by that swing. It'll be all the way up here. And once we get a break of this high, you could look for an order block that sponsored that break. And that's how I would enter it. But in all honesty, I don't really like this chart for swings. But where Davey was saying, and this is how you can use that high time frame narrative to your advantage when trading on low time frames. So we look, okay, well, we came back down into demand. We're sitting just above fair market value in the 4-hour time frame. On the daily time frame, we're far in discount. So it would be justifiable to look for some longs. So when doing so, if we go down to this 1-hour range, we look at the current range we're in. So even though we're in that massive range, we're in discount, we want to make sure we're finding it relative to what range we're trading on, right? Because this is the 1-hour range right here. This was the high that gave us that expansion and sent us back into this new range. So here we're going to be looking for areas of demand within discount of this range we're in. Now, when I look at this order block or all these orders over here, you could say that this is the order block because it's the best body, or this one. But in reality, when I look, I'm looking at volume, and I see the most volume in this candle. But when you look, there's a lot of wicks right there. So instead of just playing that whole wick, I'm going to go to the 15-minute, find the candle that has the highest volume, which is going to be this one. And in this situation, I would actually probably play the wick just because it's so close. I mean, we're talking a minuscule 0.3%. So here, I would say this is your zone. That's going to be your order block. So once price comes down into demand, you could look for longs. And if you wanted to really, really refine your probability, you could go in the 5-minute and wait for that same price action, that change of character that we had on the that we're looking for in the hourly, which is followed by an expansion of the downside, and then we start to make a higher high and another higher high. So you could use that same structure in order to find longs down here. For instance, you might see it right here. So we have our highs here, lower high, but then what? Higher high. So if you were to break this high up here, whatever's the highest one, can't tell, I think it's this one. Once you break that, you could look for the order block that sends you above here and play that return. But remember, you have to trade relative to the range you're in. And if we're looking on the 1 hour, doing that, what I just said would put you in a long in premium of this range. So everybody's trading style is different, but I wouldn't trade it because of that. Now, where Davey was saying to trade, I would look into that because we're just under fair market value. And if you were to play a continuation, if that's what your goal was, if we come down into this zone, right, see some bullish price action, and since you're using an internal, area of liquidity, being this order block inside this range, you would target the external liquidity, which is the major high of the range. So your play would look something like this. I think there was actually something like that. And it'd be a pretty good setup, right? We have a 6-to-1 here. That's more than justifiable to take longs there. Personally, I don't really trade SOL too much, but this does look good. Yeah. I mean, that shouldn't influence me trading it. I just don't look at it as much, I guess, because I'm biased. But that's why I don't fuck with it. It's just centralized. It's like Android of fucking crypto, in my opinion. Yeah, it's like mids, bro. We don't smoke mids. And also, it's not just me either. If you look at their TVL over the last 9 months, I mean, it's just been steadily declining because whales are seeing that, hey, like I'm locking my money on a fucking chain that can just turn the water off at any moment. Like, why would you do that? It's just, I don't know, just mids. And you're welcome, Sua Simon. What a fucking name. I just realized what that was. I got you though, bro. Well, on that note, I'm probably gonna hop off here. I'm gonna go smoke a backwoods, which I never do. Usually just smoke bowls, but I'm gonna roll one up, and hopefully we're smoking on the LRC pack by the morning. Yeah. All right, I'm gonna holler at you guys. Just let me know if you have any questions at all. Just DM me. I'll help however I can. Until next time, I'll see you guys later.